give props, cause though I'm great, there's lots of art I see that's made by artists that are almost but not quite as good as me. I am a giver, super selfless, gather round to see just who will get a most sought after Notme-branded Well Done You.
Boom! Well done you. Today we are saying well done you to officially one of the 11 greatest actors in the history of acting. Adrien Brody. Yeah, that's right. At the Oscars a couple of weeks ago, he won his second Best Actor Oscar, only the 11th to ever achieve such a feat, which is why I was able to officially call him one of the 11 greatest actors of all time, for his role in The Brutalist, a highly reviewed film about the American dream, heroin, and concrete. And taking inspiration from that bladder-testing 215-minute-long film, Adrien created the perfect symbiosis of life and art by making the longest speech in Oscars history. Can you imagine the creativity and artistic chutzpah needed to make your acceptance speech match your film? Oof. Did Anthony Hopkins do his speech making uncomfortable eye contact with each member of the audience as blood oozed from his mouth? Did Emma Stone break down in tears thinking about all the potential loves of her life that she severed ties with mercilessly to single-mindedly pursue her acting goals? Did Jean Dujardin say nothing at all for the artist? No, they just did it normally and well. Not Adrien. Instead, he gave us a deeply moving, soul-searching, and above all, endlessly generous acceptance speech, one that truly redefined the acceptable limits of self-reflection. Few could have guessed when he stopped on his way up to the stage to throw his chewing gum to his partner, Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife Georgina Chapman, that we would be gifted with such a profound treatise. But what he lacks in chewing gum aim, he more than makes up for in clever. He took us on a journey through the ephemeral nature of acting, revealing, quote, "No matter where you are in your career, no matter what you've accomplished, it can all go away. And if anyone knows about how fragile the life of an actor can be, it's a man whose IMDb page reveals he's had only 79 acting credits since 1988. Honestly, it's astonishing he was able to make it through." He humbly assured us that winning an award of this magnitude signifies not just a pinnacle, but a fresh beginning. And of course he should know, having already reached the summit 21 years ago, becoming still the youngest Best Actor winner of all time. What a very creative statement to partition your career into separate eras using your Best Actor Oscars. Who else would think to do that? God, he's a marvel. Previous winners that evening had, of course, been swiftly ushered off mid-speech by the relentless march of time and Academy Award producers using the dreaded wrap it up music. The Best Visual Effects winners for Dune Part 2 touched their Oscars here for the very first time and then were played off with the music 55 seconds later. But before you get too upset for them and others like them on that night, don't forget that they aren't famous and they aren't Adrien. When the orchestra dared to signal that his time was up. And also, what were they thinking, by the way? Would you play off Kobe Bryant? He did not falter. "Please turn the music off," he commanded, and the instruments fell silent. During his opening monologue, Oscars host Conan O'Brien had even introduced the idea that if you did speak too long in your speech, in addition to the music, they would just cut to the venerable John Lithgow looking disappointed. But did John look disappointed in this moment? Of course not. He, being a human after all, was keen to listen to any and all musings that Adrien wanted to bless us with. And then the thank yous. So many thank yous. A masterclass in appreciation in which no executive, no agent, no studio, no casting director was left unacknowledged. Every name spoken with reverence, every syllable a love letter to those who had the wisdom and foresight to place him and only him in roles of meaning and import and relevance. He shared his joy with his partner, his stepchildren, his parents, everyone who has ever treated him well, a poetic tapestry of hundreds of interconnected souls, all of whom in some way had formed a human ladder to allow Adrien to clamber upon this stage once again. And in this divided world, perhaps that was the most beautiful gift he bequeathed unto us, the knowledge that if you'd ever washed his car, or served him ice cream once, or told him you loved him in the Brothers Bloom, or given birth to him, you were part of something larger than yourself. And yet he had one final role to play. A messenger, a torchbearer, a voice for those whose struggles must not be forgotten. I'm here once again, he declared, to represent the lingering traumas and the repercussions of war and systematic oppression and of anti-Semitism and racism and of othering. He's not merely an actor, he is a beacon standing heroically against hate itself. And though the world may be imperfect, and let's not forget that there is still war in this world today, and also they tried to play him off earlier, he left us with a call to action. Keep smiling, keep loving one another, let's rebuild together. And then, at last, 5 minutes and 40 glorious, unbroken seconds later, he departed, leaving us all to indeed rebuild our senses of self, our understanding of rules and etiquette, and our hope that wars continue in this world, just so Adrien Brody can one day be cast as someone in that war to teach us about the horror of that war. And we had to go to the toilet, of course. It was a very, very long speech. Adrien probably didn't, I will say. He probably exists beyond bladders now. I'll just take a quick moment here to address some of the backlash. Not that I want to give any space to the haters, but on the YouTube video of him winning, there are some very unkind comments that I would like to publicly distance myself from. Let's have a look at some of these. I'll keep it brief. Dude literally spoke for 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Yeah, that is brief for Adrien. Normally he talks a lot longer, and we should be grateful that he does talk longer often. Needed an intermission in the middle of that speech. Disrespectful. A reference to the intermission in the middle of The Brutalist, which is a very long film in and of itself. Maybe if we'd had an intermission, we would have been able to appreciate his words even more. He must really love acting, because he certainly loves the sound of his own voice. We all love the sound of Adrien Brody's voice, because it's so wise. People got on Timothée Chalamet for being confident in his speech, and this dude does a whole sermon up there, skull face. Yeah, it was a sermon, because it was kind of like the Word of God. Will this speech be nominated for Best Short Film next year? That's just a despicable thing to say. Act 114. Rumour is that he's still on that stage giving a speech. I wish he were. Personally speaking. Bro is fluent in Japanese. Disrespectful, disgusting, despicable. I'll tell you how good his speech was. After he left the stage, they announced that Anora had won Best Picture, and nobody really cared. It didn't seem as important anymore, knowing who'd won the big one, because the real winner that night was me. And you, and anyone else who was there to witness Adrien's address, capital A, an oration that will be looked back upon by historians alongside the Gettysburg Address and Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech as a true verbal victory against hate. So for this, I say to Adrien Brody, well done you.